Hey, I know I'm not consistent on here. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to be, but I want to do something new, and I'm going to try to do it at least once a week. So we're going to do Am I the A-hole, but anime edition, and then if I find any more cool ones. So we're going to try this. So let's get right into it. I'm probably going to start off doing just one, because we're going to see how this goes. And it goes, am I the a-hole for not accepting my husband's new obsession with anime? Right off the bat, I think I'm going to say, yeah, she's the a-hole. So let's figure it out. When my 24 female husband, 25 male, and I first started dating, we went through all the normal discussions of our likes and dislikes. One of my strongest aversions has always been anime for a variety of reasons, which I made very clear. She put that in caps. Obviously, it's a subjective take that not everyone agrees with, but happily for me, my now husband agreed and said he hated it too. So what changed his mind? About a year into our engagement, I found him watching an anime, Attack on Titan. Oh, already, I'm biased. The a-hole. Attack on Titan is so good. I was taken aback, but he said one of his best friends insisted he'd watch it, and it wasn't one of the bad ones, quote unquote. There are bad animes. I'm just gonna say it. I watched with him and agreed it wasn't so bad. But a couple weeks later, I found him watching another, Berserk. Was it Golden Arc Age? Because I love that one too. I'm so biased right now. Again, he said his friend recommended it and it wasn't cringy. I tried watching it but tapped out and begged him to make it the last anime he watched. He assured me he wouldn't go any further. I'm sorry to tell you this, but he's already tapped in after those two bangers. Fast forward to a couple weeks, and he had not only started watching 2 more animes that he admitted were a little cringy. So y'all don't like cringy stuff sometimes? Y'all don't watch crappy TV shows like Lifetime, Hallmark, Zeus Network? I'm sorry. It's a guilty pleasure. Okay, but he also had a self-proclaimed obsession with Berserk, spent hundreds of dollars on Berserk books, and said he was going to get a tattoo. It's that tattoo that gets everyone. I shut down the tattoo on the grounds that I did not want a permanent anime reference on his body that I have to look at every day. He called me unreasonable, saying that I had no reason to hate anime so much. I replied that whether or not it seemed reasonable to him, and now it didn't matter because I made it clear how I felt from our first day together, and he was the one who started watching it despite that. I'm sorry, but he's a grown-up. If he wants to change his mind, he can change his mind. Humans can change. We're married now. He just keeps sinking more and more into anime. Good for him. He starts a new show every few weeks, each one cringier than the last, which he admits, and all he wants to do is watch them. A big part of his spending time together after work used to be hanging out and watching shows or movies, but now he'll hole up watching anime until bed, even when I tell him I like to watch something together. Every now and then, it really sets me over the edge, and then arguments start again. With him saying, there's no reason for you to hate it so much, and me responding with, reasonable to you, or does it not matter because I made my feelings clear before you decide to get into it, and all we do is go into circles. From my perspective, it was extremely disrespectful for him to make this a hobby when he knew perfectly well how strongly I hated it. And what does that say? And it's even worse that he sticks to it despite the friction it's causing in our relationship. From his perspective, I don't have a real reason to hate it, so I shouldn't stop him, and I'm being a dick for continuing to bring it up. I really want to resolve this, so I need to know which one of us is the asshole here, or are we both in the wrong? Well, I want to say, honestly, in my opinion, I'm going to ask you guys in the comment section, but you're the asshole. Because it's TV shows, it's a hobby, and it's something he likes. And you honestly didn't give us your reason why you didn't like it. And from what I'm reading is you're just basing it off the fact that it seems cringe. Which I will admit there are some shows, but it's like, that's something your husband likes. And you can't be like, oh, well, you said you weren't going to watch this before and all this stuff, and you said that you didn't like it either. People can change their opinions and minds, and What I will say for the husband is that maybe he should settle out some time for you guys to spend together to watch TV shows and movies that you both can compromise on. And not always keep holed up watching anime, because you can get sucked into it like that. But I feel like you're actually just being unfair, and you honestly can't tell him what to do with his body either, to be honest. I'm gonna say that if he wants to get the tattoo, he can get the tattoo. I feel like nothing he's doing is actually hurting you in a way. It's just he likes to watch the shows and you don't like them. How about you do something else while he's watching the shows? OP said she offered an explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. So herself, she said, I may be the asshole for not accepting something my husband clearly enjoys despite me being against it before he took interest in it. I'm not sure if he's wrong for expecting me to change my view, or if I'm wrong for refusing to change my view, or if we're both wrong for not finding a compromise. Yeah, you need to find a compromise, because this is something that he likes. He doesn't tell you that you should stop doing something that you like. And I will give you many props for at least trying to watch one with him and then before tapping out. But it's not fair to him, because you can't ban somebody's hobby. It's something that he takes joy in. What I will say is you guys need to find a compromise. And one responder said, it's TV shows. You're getting upset over TV shows. And this person doesn't even like anime. He says, I hate anime. You know what I do? I don't watch it. I hate those dating reality TV shows too. You know what my girlfriend loves? Dating reality shows. You either watch them or you don't watch them. Your time, or you spend your time with them. It's such a silly thing to get upset over. So it's like, a lot of couples do not always agree on the same things. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean he has to shut it down forever. Are you going to deny his happiness? And this isn't you're taking the man's side. No, this is like his actual thing that he likes, enjoys. And yes, I do like and watch anime, obviously. Another one, it was like 30-year-old female who grew up watching anime and got back into it 30 years later after pandemic. Same, twin. Your husband is allowed to have a life outside of you. You do not have to share all of his interests, and not all anime is cringy or overly sexual. True, because I do know there is cringy anime, like I stated before, and some is cringy. It sounds like you don't actually know what a good, decent anime is. There's tons of great anime out there that's better than what's on a lot of TV today. Agree. There's also a lot of crappy ones, but that's the same as a lot of TV today. It's the same toss-up. It's subjective. I'm assuming you're only associating it with the stereotypical otaku fans and stuff, where folks are creepy pervs lusting after teenagers as an adult. That is not all of anime fans. In fact, it's a very small percentage. I don't know. But she sounds kind of exhausting. It's true. So a lot of people in these comments are saying you are the asshole, because it's like, how is this actually hurting you? How is this affecting you? Is it something that is directly like it shouldn't affect your marriage? You guys are entitled to like your two own things, and then you can have something to come together. So if you're an adult, personally, I feel like you should be able to figure that out. There are some people who just generally don't like it, but I've never seen someone who would tell their husband, like, you know what? No, I actually have. But it's like, you would think like in a marriage, since like communication is like the biggest thing, you guys could come to a compromise. And then I also know there are couples who will still like sit there and watch shows with their significant other, or go to conventions or cosplay or this or that, just because their significant other likes it, because they love them and they want to show support, even though it's something that they may not like. My ex, he was not like an anime person at all, and even like talked about it, but he didn't tell me that I didn't have to stop watching it. The only time he actually really got into anime is when I was watching Fire Force, and he saw, you guessed it, he saw the fan service. And he was like, oh yeah, my friend who watches anime. And the one thing about my ex that I used to get annoyed after he would like, I would put him onto something and then he would try and like downplay it or neg me. But then the second his other friends, whether it be like female or male, once they said something, said, oh, it's great, you gotta try this, he would come back to me and be like, oh, this is great. I'm like, so you're telling me the thing that you down me for, that I already put you onto, is somehow great just because now your friends told you? Okay. Okay. But basically, yeah, you're the asshole because it's anime. So, write down in the comment section below if you had any similar situation like this with anime, if you think she's an asshole, if you think she's not the asshole, and we'll try and do this next week, you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.